Hello, and welcome to Politics and Societies of Southeast Europe. This is a second-year course for undergraduates at SEES. The purpose of the course is to give you intimate research-based familiarity with the region of the part of the world that is studied at SEES. What I'm going to do in this presentation for the first week is walk you through the basics of the course, the requirements and what's expected, what we'll be doing, tell you a little bit about the topics, and give you a bit of a background. So why don't we begin? And we'll begin with the very basic things. I am Eric Gordy. I am the instructor for the course. You have contact information here on this slide. Office hours that I hold. I hold office hours every week, Tuesdays, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. How can you reach me during office hours? During the time when it appears I will not be in my office and you will not be in the university. The way to reach me is during this time by contacting me using Microsoft Teams. If you telephone my office number, which is listed there on the slide, that will also get you to me through Teams, and we'll be able to talk. The meeting times for the course. The course is timetabled to go Mondays 11 to 1 o'clock, and here's the way that we're going to do it. During the first hour, that is 11 to 12, we will not meet physically. Every week I will put up some recorded material for you to watch. Most of it will be lectures in the forms of videos like the one that you're watching now. Some of it will be filmed and other documentary material. Those I am going to try to get up every week by Friday at the latest. There may be weeks in which I get them up later than Friday, but in any case, you will be able to watch those at your convenience at any time before we meet. I was going to say physically. We're not going to meet physically. We will meet virtually using Zoom. Again, every week, every Monday, 12 to 1 in our 1 hour session. And what will we do during that 1 hour session? That will be a time for discussion and for presentations by the students. Let me tell you about this and the other requirements in a little bit more detail. There are two forms of assessment in this class, like in every class. Summative assessment, that is assessment for which you receive a mark that is calculated as a part of your average, and formative assessment, that is assessment that is meant to contribute to your development and knowledge, but for which a mark is not given. The summative assessment is divided into two parts. First, just after the halfway point in the semester, I'm going to ask people to do a case study, and you can see the case study assignment. It is posted on the web page of the class on Moodle, and what I'll be asking you to do is to evaluate some of the theoretical approaches to issues that we have been looking at in the class using recent events from news about the region. And that is a 1,000-word essay, so a short essay that will count for 30% of your final mark. And then there is a final essay of 2,000 words that is due in May. And what that is going to be, for most of you, you will see that each week under the topics there are discussion topics, presentation topics for that week. For most of you, what you'll be able to do is to choose one of those presentation topics, most likely the one that you did your presentation on. For some of you, you may decide to choose another question out of that list of topics. You are free to develop your own question, in which case probably the best thing to do is to arrange a consultation with me during office hours. And then we have formative assessment. And the formative assessment takes the form of presentations that will be done each week by students in the class in groups, addressing the discussion questions for that week. And in those presentations, each group will have 20 minutes. So that's 20 minutes for the group, not for the person. And you'll be asked to make a presentation addressing the questions that we put as discussion questions, and to lead discussion on the presentation that you have given. During our first session on Monday, I will take some time and I will be asking people to choose the weeks during which they're going to present. Here is a snapshot of the class web page, just to give you a picture. At the top, there is a short description of the general topic. Below that are the presentation questions, the ones that I'll ask people to address during their 20 minutes of presentation during our live session. Below that, you will find a listing of the required readings for the week, and we have those readings available to be accessed through the library. They're also available to be accessed through the class web page. And here are the topics that we're going to consider. I mean, first we're going to try to consider what is an area, what is it that makes Southeast Europe an area. Then much of the stress in the topics during the term is going to be on the part of Southeast Europe that used to be a part of the state of Yugoslavia. And we'll talk about the ideas of unity, of common identity in the region, how those were turned into a political project, what succeeded and failed about the political project, and then we move into some specific social issues that we'll be looking at both historically and sociologically, as well as politically in the region. Religion, education, the question of conflict and justice, the legacies of socialism, conflicts over language, issues related to gender and changes in gender in the region, and popular culture. So these are the topics that we cover. Once we have gone through them, what you will get is, I think, not only a detailed understanding and overview of some of the more important research in the region, but I hope also a sense of some of the things that make the region so interesting and appealing. And with any luck, it will encourage some of you to consider looking at and studying and researching the region as you develop your work.